Turning Lagos City's crime and grime to green and clean. This has been one of the most striking changes in the city's beautification process. Dealing with climate change by going green is one of the world's hottest issues today. And Lagos state government has jumped onto the bandwagon by undertaking a massive greening of the state.
The objectives are so many for setting out on the greening program. One of the basic ones is that of aesthetics, to improve on the environmental friendliness of their surrounding and give it a befitting look to the people. And that is what most people substantially appreciate in the greening program of disabled.
But before these attention-grabbing gardens sprouted up around the city, they were piles of refuse dumps, abandoned land, and havens for many of the miscreants and hoodlums that contributed to crime in the city. The Lagos State Waste Management Authority took charge of reclaiming these sites and cleaning them up, in many cases using street urchins to clear away the garbage and recycling up to 60% of the organic waste into compost.
We knew that open space is actually the bane of the problem of sanitation in the city then. Public waste are dumped in open spaces because they were not occupied. So what we did then was to work in the effective synergy with the Ministry of the Environment, and the program was synchronized to make sure that anywhere where we've cleaned, the next thing the Ministry of the Environment would do is to move in and make sure that the place is properly occupied. And the easiest kind of thing you could do in occupying it, it's all about the green project.
Then in came the greening squad, who planted and nurtured flowers and different plants, which have now become a common sight in this bustling urban setting. The state government's first project was just below Lagos City's Falomore Bridge, which is now one of the most beautiful spots in the city. Even more charming is the Muri Okunola Park, a symbol of a serene and green atmosphere in the center of Victoria Island's busy traffic.
We have found mechanics, we found people who were molding concrete blocks. There was quite a thick bush in this area. So what we did was we did the full design of this location, creating branding elements. We did an irrigation system, and the pavilion, which you can see is for art exhibitions and outdoor performances.
The government is also in the process of transforming the city's marina from a dirty waterfront location to a place where people can go for walks, relax and picnic against the backdrop of the busy Lagos Island skyline.
It's a 3.3 kilometer linear park, and we have the promenade by the water. We created a hand railing so people don't fall off into the water. Created areas for some sporting activities, and it's lit up. We have toilets, fountains, things that will make for a park anywhere in the world.
More in tune with the green revolution is the launching of an aggressive tree planting campaign by the state government. The tree planting exercise was launched by the governor in 2007 with a target to plant 1 million trees in 4 years. The state government is looking to surpass this target and has already planted more than 500,000 trees in just 2 years. Introducing climate change clubs in schools, the government is tackling the menace of climate change on a more long-term and sustainable basis. The decision to go green has also had enormous advantages for the state. Firstly, the number of unemployed that have benefited from cleaning and greening Lagos has been colossal. Over 6,000 people have been employed under the state's tree planting program alone.
There are so many fundamental objectives that are paying off already. For example, the security issue. In all the open spaces today that we have embarked on greening program in, we have discovered that the security situation there has improved largely because of the fact that there is no hiding place for these miscreants again.
However, much more stands to be benefited from the greening of Lagos State. The state government is partnering with the private sector to take the state to another level by allocating greening sites to private sector organizations. For instance, Zenith Bank's Greening and Beautification project. But like many of these projects, the question of maintenance and sustenance is always a major issue.
We're going to put the specialized bins around these landscape areas so that when people go there for recreation, you can have areas where you put your candy wrappers and any other litter that you generate there. So the habit of proper maintenance and use of litters is already growing and growing very, very high in Lagos, and people are complying voluntarily.
Lagos residents seem to appreciate the value of their green and clean environment and are cooperating with the government. But on the other hand, the state has realized that the beauty of Lagos city is also a vital benchmark to measure its international competitiveness. Also, a healthy population equals a productive nation.